Good morning. My name's Ben. This is a new channel for me. I got the idea from watching some other guys film videos of themselves talking about, life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, women, kids, stepkids, jobs, work, money, you know, just anything and everything that falls under the life category. And I thought to myself, you know what? I've got a lot of life experiences as well, and I'd kind of like to share them. Maybe get a forum going for other people that can talk about things and offer up their opinions, advice. Kind of just an open forum for anybody and everybody. Kind of wanted to gear this towards other men, but given my current situation, dating and whatnot, I'm actually kind of interested to hear some women's perspectives and kind of wonder like why we all do the things we do. Why do guys do what we do? Why do women do the things that they do? And why can't we all just get along at the end of the day and try to be happy with each other instead of either trying to change each other or trying to say, screw the other person, I'm going to stick to my guns and I'm going to be stubborn because I'm just closed minded and it's just the way that I've done it for my entire life and, you know, this and that and the other thing. And another form of motivation that I got was, guy started watching Gary Vee. He says, everything with that guy is pretty cool. He just says, fuck it, fuck it. If people don't like you, fuck them, leave them. You know, if you want to do something, start a YouTube channel. Start talking on YouTube. Start telling your story. You know, you fail at 100% of the things that you never try. So here we are. Just recently started watching a guy called Kirky Talks. He's over in pretty sure he's in the UK, and his story is the same. He's just a guy that's just trying to get through life, and he's trying to be happy and provide for his family, and he's just fighting the good fight. But society holds us to a much higher standard than others, and it gets to you. It really does. And unfortunately, the suicide rates for men prove that. So I'm not saying that I'm in any way, shape, or form in that category. There's no danger of me doing any of that. You know, I started the channel with the name of I'm not licensed because I'm not. I'm not licensed. I'm not a therapist. I don't have any type of college education in regards to this subject matter. I'm just a guy that's almost 50 years old. I've dated a lot of women. I've dealt with a lot of things. I've had stepkids. I've had my own kids. I'm just a guy that is a lot like you, and that just wants to get it out there and talk about it. It doesn't have anything to do with not wanting to go to therapy and vent to somebody, across from me that's going to take notes and kind of analyze my brain. Been there, done that. I still have a really good friend that's a therapist that lets me vent to her, and it's really, really beneficial um, to just say, hey, you know what, listen, just put the pen down. I don't need you to analyze me. I just want you to listen. I don't want you to try to fix me. I don't want you to offer advice. I just want a non-biased opinion of the shit that's going to come out of my mouth. And I think that probably is more beneficial than somebody trying to say, okay, well, I've done this psychoanalysis thing, a psychosocial analysis, or whatever the term that she uses, and now all of a sudden, now I've got these solutions for you, or these things for you to try. The reality is that you really have to work those things. You've got to do the work, or else it's just not going to work. Or you can say, you know what, I just want to vent. I just want to get it out there, and I just want to talk about it. I don't want you to tell me that my girlfriend's an asshole. I don't want you to tell me that her kids are fucking lazy, and you don't need that. I don't need you telling me that my job sucks and that my boss is an asshole. I don't need any of that. What I want to do is I want to tell you those things, and then I want you to either go back and forth with some discourse and just have like a conversation about it all. But that's it. I don't want you to form an opinion about me. I don't want to form an opinion about you. I don't want each other to form opinions of each other. I want everybody to just get along and enjoy each other's company and just have an open forum to be able to vent, period, point blank. I mean, here I am sitting poolside. It's not my pool. This isn't my house. I'm just a guy trying to make it in life, trying to make a buck, trying to grow my little business that I've got, trying to get up there into the world of, having all my bills on auto pay and not having to worry about whether or not they're going to bounce or not. And, being able to, provide for those around me and have a good quality of life and just not struggle. Not struggle with emotions, not struggle with finances, not struggle with, my personal opinion as to how the world should run, because that's one of my biggest downfalls, is I think that we should all be better people, but then when you go on social media and you read all these comments about people trying to justify why other people are doing dumb shit and like why other people are, you're just trying to justify as to why it is, it's okay to run a red light, because traffic sucks and it's, we're all trying to get home. And it's like, okay, so then you're part of the problem. And then if you tell that person that they're part of the problem, then you become part of the problem. And it just becomes a problem all on its own. So I think that if you had a place like here where you could come, whether it's through comment section or whether it's through videos as a whole, suggestive videos. Hey, let's talk about this subject. Let's talk about that subject. And we get on here and we talk about it, I think that that's probably better than anything. And again, it's non-biased. It's non-judgmental. I'm not licensed. I have no interest in being licensed. I'm not going to try to solve your problems. You're not going to try to solve mine. We're all just going to get on here and we're going to talk about shit. Just like Kirky, we're just going to talk about stuff. I'm going to try to keep all the videos short because I know what it's like when you click on a video and you're just like, fuck, this video is like 30 minutes long. And it's somebody trying to shove fucking drugs down your throat, or they're trying to shove this product or that product down your throat because they're getting paid for it. Hey, listen, if I can get to the point to where YouTube is paying me to do this, I'd be more than happy about it. I'm not gonna lie about it. The whole like, comment, subscribe thing helps the channel. Yes, it helps the algorithm, but the reality is it helps you get paid, it helps you get monetized and all that stuff. So, I'm not opposed to that either, because it's another form of revenue, right? And we all want another form of revenue, and if it can work for me and it can work for you, if you can see me come up through the ranks as we see other people come up through the ranks, then why not, right? So if we could do that and we can all flourish while having some great mental health, the ability to vent to each other, because let's face it, right? How often do you have a shitty day or a shitty morning and you come home to your spouse or your partner or whatever the case is, whether you're gay, straight, whatever, doesn't matter, but you come home to your partner and you want to vent to your partner and they just shut you down, or they're sitting there looking at their phone, or they're on TikTok, or they're looking at this, or they're watching these videos, and they're not really paying attention to you. I was married for a lot of years. I think it was probably about 18 years. I've been divorced for a little over 3 now. Probably going more on 4 years now. But when you're talking to somebody and they're not truly listening, they're just in the same room, it doesn't have the same effect. Because if that's the case, I'll just go in the bedroom and I'll talk to myself. But that doesn't do you any good, because the reason why we're talking isn't for our own health. It's because we want someone to listen to us, and we want somebody to be there. Maybe you chime in, maybe you don't. Maybe one day I need you to chime in, maybe one day I don't. Everybody's different. Some days I just want you to just shut up and listen. And other days I'm like, listen, I want to give you my personal opinion and I want you to join in. I want to have some discourse over, whatever the topic is at the time, you know, because you're trying to talk about current events. Hey, like you want something in a relationship, or you want something at work, or you want something here, or you want something there, and you're asking for these things from the wrong people, and those people can't do anything for you. But what they can do is they can listen to you and they can talk to you. Why not, right? Why can't we have that? Well, we can. And thankfully, there are plenty of platforms out there in the world that can offer that. YouTube is one of them. There's a lot of streaming services that you can do a lot of the chatting sessions on and stuff. And, maybe get to the point to where there's multiple streaming services streaming these videos, which would be great. How cool would it be to get to the whole Mr. Beast status, or the Legion of Men status, or the Gary V status, or these statuses. I mean, look at even Kirky. He says he goes to bed one night and he's at like X amount of subscribers, wakes up the next morning and he's at all these other subscribers. The guy's well on his way, and all he's doing is this right here. He's just saying his piece. He's telling you what's up. He's just saying, hey, look, this is what's going on with life. This is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to be helped. I want to feel better about myself. I want this. I want that. And that's a commendable thing, because as men, a lot of the times what we do is, like, I like to use the term, I just go, put it in the jar, twist the lid on it, and stick it in the basement of repression, never to be heard again. Well, that's not healthy. And because I don't drink anymore, those jars never get opened. I don't say never, but they don't hardly ever get opened anymore. Because most people just don't want to fucking listen. Most people don't give a shit about your opinion. Most people don't give a shit about where you're at. They don't care. They don't care if you're unhappy. They just don't want you to bring your problems to them. And it's like, oh, okay. Okay. So in that sense, it's like, are we friends or are we not friends? Isn't that what friends are supposed to do? Partners, lovers, marriages, spouses, Isn't that what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to lean on each other, help fellow man. I would have thought the same thing. But, oh, you're just bitching. Oh, you're just bitching. Oh, you're just bitching. Maybe. Maybe that's my opinion, and maybe it's your opinion. Our opinions differ. Well, if that's the case, then as a lot of these other pages and these other channels say, then, well, maybe you just don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Sometimes it is good to just get it out there, and maybe there's a reason for that bitching. Maybe there's not. Maybe you're just a fucking angry person. Maybe you're just a depressed person. Maybe you just haven't found happiness and you just need some suggestions on how to get there or what to do to get there. Maybe. I don't know. Again, I'm not licensed, and I'm just here to just have a good time. Let's talk about some stuff. Let's talk about some topics. Let's keep the videos pretty short, if you will. I'm going to try to say like about maybe 15 minutes, maybe. Obviously, those time frames can fluctuate, coming and going, depending on what people start to think of. But maybe it turns into a podcast. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. But this is just an introduction to me. I'll get more into different subject matter as the videos come out. I'm gonna try to do them more regularly, at least maybe a couple a week. But almost 50 years old. I live in Florida, got a couple of kids. I'm a divorcee, self-employed. I'm just doing everything I can to try to be a happy guy. And in the interim, I come across different trials and tribulations in life, and I just want somebody to bounce them off of, or at least just to talk about too. And here I am. So, thanks to the CEO or whoever designed YouTube and came up with this idea to make this a platform for people like me and Kirky and others to come on here, tell our stories, help each other, show videos on how to fix cars, appliances, how to fix pools, how to keep your dog from quitting whining, which is nothing more than like a kid, just give them what they want. But anyways, so that's my short 15 minutes of fame. We'll start getting into different subject matter. I've got plenty of it, man. At almost 50, like I said, I've got lots and lots of life experiences, and a lot of them that I really would like to talk about, because I think that there's a lot of them that are relatable to everybody that's going to watch this channel. So, as everybody says on YouTube, comment, like, and subscribe, share, and the content will get better, I assure you. And I will do everything I can to make this an enjoyable experience, kind of like morning sex. Unless you're in jail, then it's not very enjoyable. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day, and feel free, reach out. I know that this is the very first video, so I mean, I don't really expect a whole lot of interaction here, but as it continues to grow, we will definitely get to the point to where there will be a lot more interaction, and we'll all get better. Yes, I know there's a shadow right here, but there's a shadow in my bill of my hat and all this. So it's just life. This is life. This is raw and uncut. This isn't some room with a chaise lounge and some guy with a fucking pen and a paper taking notes and everything. This is just some dude sitting in front of the camera, gonna upload this to YouTube. Hope it works, because I mean, I hear all these different things about people. Oh, you know, the uploading and this process and the scaling, and I don't know all the technical shit. Again, not licensed. I don't have a coding degree. Just a guy. So, until next time, we'll see you on the flip side.